Last week, you saw me out on a shoot with Amanda Webb from Spiderworking. Well, this episode is behind the scenes footage where we went down to the pub for a pint as soon as we had wrapped on that session. Join us now as we talk about moving to a larger scale client base and how this has an effect on the way that you do your personal branding. Hi, I'm Laura from Pearman Photography, and this is Moi TV. I would love it if you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. If you hit the bell, you will be notified every single Friday when a new video drops. This channel is all about headshots, ideas, and inspiration for the most ambitious people out there who want to get ahead in their career. If you've ever seen one of these types of episodes here on Moi TV, then you already know that this is one of my most favorite parts of being a headshots photographer. Chats like this let me see into the soul of my clients. I like to learn about what makes each of my clients tick. And as a cool byproduct from that, I learned quite a lot of things about different business. Let's get into it.
Okay, so that's a wrap with Amanda from Spiderworking. When did we meet? Can you remember?
I think it was the second time I was at Social Media Marketing World,
Same
so
for
2
me.
years ago, yeah.
Yes, when I had lost my voice.
I lost my voice after that for
Did
3
you?
weeks.
I was really, maybe you caught it off me. I'm so sorry if you did. So Amanda's come to Newcastle from Ireland and you've been doing, is it a workshop this week or talks?
Yeah, it was a conference. I was speaking at a conference. It was a workshop and a general normal presentation.
So one thing I wanted to talk to you today on the show about, Amanda, is this, we've seen the surge, I think, in our little micro bubble of the world that we work in, where a lot of people now who used to do social media posting and like the day-to-day broadcasting duties are now coming out and saying that they're social media strategists. But what I love about you is that you've been a strategist since the day one. Mm-hmm. So can you just explain for the people who are out there who have no idea what a social media strategist is, can you just explain what that means, what you do?
I suppose it's not just social media, that's the thing. Firstly, I don't do any posting, I don't create any content, but we start by looking at your website, what's working on your website. We look at the process when someone visits your website, how easy is it for them to buy, what's the follow-up, to make sure that's all in place. Because that's in place, you can be creating social media and doing social media and never get any sales.
Yes, or traffic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So unless you have that in place, there's no point doing anything else. And then we work through things like the audiences that you need to reach, and then we build campaigns. So what is it that you're going to do to try to track that audience through the whole cycle? So it could be content, it could be a video series, it could be that you need to blog. We'd look at that, we'd look at the different social networks that are going to complement your audience.
Yes.
Because it's so much fun doing Instagram.
Yeah, but if it's not relevant, you're wasting your time.
Exactly, yeah. And I'd work with your person. So instead of you hiring someone else to do it, you have someone in-house who's learning all the way through the process. Instead of you sending someone off to college to go and learn this stuff, they can work with me developing your strategy.
Yeah, that's interesting. So what you need to know about Amanda is she's done this clever pivot, but it's been like in motion slowly and very strategically, obviously, for the last couple of years. And it's interesting. I know a lot of people who've had a really big success from the beginning of their small business, and then they've thought, right, we need someone to help us with social media. Let's get either an apprentice straight out of school, or let's just get a young person, like a graduate, and they can just do the social media thing, because that's what they do, like Tinder and Instagram, so they can just do that for us. What you're saying now is you're, instead of going in and taking over that person's job, you're now training them up in the way that they need to be trained.
And you know, young people, when I say young people, because I'm older, but young people were born into this, so they know how the stuff works, which is
that
great,
is true,
but they don't have the marketing skills. So bring the two together and you have a really great success. And also then they've got something in the future when they move on to a bigger employer, they ran this strategy and they know what they're doing.
And they know how the two blend. But we're in that time now, I think, where we've had the initial like firework of social media and it's made a big difference. But now it's making it work in like there's the longevity part of it now. We're starting to get to that point where much larger businesses are thinking about maybe incorporating it, but they want to do it in that strategic way. So you've done that shift, haven't you, where you were working for a lot of different types of small businesses, and now you're angling more towards the medium to large organisations.
Exactly, yeah.
So what kind of an organisation is perfect for you then?
I love working in tourism because I work for Culture Island, which is Ireland's tourism marketing area for about 6 or 7 years now, and so I know the area, so I like working in tourism. I understand the challenges, I also understand the promises that they need to make, so I love that. And completely differently, I'm working with a lot of real estate agents as well.
Wow, that's a difference.
We think real estate agents are boring. They're actually amazing. They're actually amazing. They're so full of life and energy and willing to put these strategies in place to put it out.
And what are you doing then about the difference between the way that a real estate agent or an estate agent works in the UK compared to like the Australian or the American model? It's a very different type of business. I personally prefer the American model. Like if I'm going to hire one person and they're going to help me sell my house and find my dream house, that makes more sense to me as a buyer and a seller. But in the UK, we've got it very differently. You kind of go to a bricks and mortar place, and then you might deal with all of the members of staff in there, but there's no real dedication. So tell me about how you do a social media strategy for someone who's either a realtor or an estate agent.
It's all, even though the systems are different, it's the same really. It's all about personality. So if you've got 5 people in your office, firstly I would recommend that you assign people to clients.
Yeah.
Because a client is going to feel more comfortable selling with you. If you want to get properties in as well as selling properties, they're going to feel more comfortable selling with you if they're talking to someone and they feel like they're behind them. So social media is perfect for that. Get yourself on video, live video. Show the properties the way you would show them. Because when somebody sees that, they go, oh, they're doing an amazing job selling that property. They're going to do a great job for me too.
Yes. But similarly, if you are looking to move abroad or you wanted to invest somewhere else, you can go to a viewing in that property without actually having to travel there.
Absolutely, yeah. And then actually you go to the viewing that they do live, and then you might go and decide to see it live rather than just kind of...
that's cool. So are you doing this same kind of system then, Amanda, where you're like training the people up on how to implement it?
It's all the same process, whatever the business, just the businesses have different challenges.
Do you want to go in there and talk about how you've got a free guide?
Yes, I have a free online marketing strategy guide that you can download on my website. You'll find it on the homepage at spiderworking.com.
And I'll tell you what, we'll put a link to that in the show notes. So what does that guide do for you then?
It's a 97-page booklet, which is essays that will help you with things like defining your right audience. And then after that, there's templates for you to fill in. So it'll be an essay with then a template for you to fill in for each section along the way. And then there's a calendar at the end, which is a 2019 calendar, but it will be changing up for a 2020 calendar very, very soon.
Okay, cool. And then let's just have a little chat about the photography that we've been doing today. So today we shot turbo style, and there'll be the final shots will be coming up. You've probably seen them in last week's episode as well. I want to get a little bit geeky now and talk about using my newer prism. So it's really sunny out there in Newcastle, and we've been like refracting the light with this. So I hope that there'll be a good result from that in the show. But what's kind of stood out to you in terms of the service?
I loved that we did a lot of different locations.
Yes.
So I love that you found out about me before. That's great, because then we knew each other already, but it was good that you did your research, you know what I want, and kind of know where I want to put the photos as well. That's important.
We've had like a secret Pinterest board going for a few months now, haven't we? But I love doing that with clients, especially when you can't always get on the phone and talk about it in detail. A Pinterest board is a great way to just share a bunch of ideas whenever you're free. So we've had that going, and I've known now exactly what I wanted to shoot for you today.
And I think I knew I wanted my photos taken by you because I've seen your photos before, right? I know that you do great photos. I know you make people look good, right? And still look like themselves. Sometimes you see photos from photographers and the person that you end up meeting doesn't look anything like it, which is a big problem. So I feel like we're going to get my personality and my brand out there.
Yeah, we've got lots of fun colour, and Amanda's a very calm person, but at the same time she's fun, and there's that element of building authority with you. So those are kind of like the 3 things that I wanted to bring together with me prism.
Yeah,
so let's take a look at the results. Here they are.
Woohoo!
It's always funny looking at a picture of yourself on the screen. So firstly, you'll notice I had a really good hair and makeup job done. Laura works with someone who's absolutely incredible. Like, it does, I think, hopefully still look like me, just the nicer version of me. Also, Laura is really good at giving you tips of how to pose so that you look better in your photos, so that really helped too. Thanks, Laura. And this is going to be my new homepage banner, and I'll talk about it a little bit more, but the problem I have with my current homepage banner is on mobile it goes really tiny, so I wanted to make it a bit chunkier, a bit bigger. I may crop it down a little bit, give myself a little less headroom, but this is going to be it. And there's loads of room here for me to put the text that I have there at the moment. So I have a free download. You'll still be able to get that. But yeah, I think that's going to be really cool. And for this one, I'm looking at camera because I think you have to on your homepage. I look like I'm working, which I am most of the time. So that is me working. And I think I'll use this on I'm thinking possibly my strategy page. I'm going to have a look around, maybe the About Us page, I don't know, maybe one of the headshot options I'm going to put there. I like it because I look busy. Also, very rarely do I look nice in profile, and I do here. I've always said my best side is my front side. But I actually look okay here, so that's good. This one, actually, this could be a headshot. I hadn't put this down as an option for a headshot, but it's a nice shot. Similar to the last shot, I'm working, except I'm looking at camera this time. I am taking down notes of what you are saying right now. And I think I might put this on the About page. So this would be on the side. And you see, a lot of these vertical shots I'm going to use on landing pages. And the reason for that is, like I said, the horizontal banners at the top go really small. So it's hard for people to read. I don't think they look that great. And also, when you land on a page like that on mobile, you need to see immediately what it is that you want. So I'm thinking maybe I'll put the text first and then scroll down to the image, or even if it's a big image at the top, they'll see who they're dealing with straight away and they can scroll by. I'm going to mess around with some designs for that. On desktop, which is still where most people visit my website from, because a lot of the people I work with work in offices, it will be on the right hand side and the text on the left hand side. And I think, you know, that gives people the opportunity to read the text, but they can also see who is the person that they are going to be working with. This was my #1 choice for headshot, but let me know, should it be this one? I like it. I know some people think I should be looking at camera, but you know, it makes me look creative, doesn't it, that I'm not looking at camera? I like this shot. Not quite sure where I'm going to use it yet. I think you can see the whole human being that you're dealing with, you know. Sometimes those in your face photos they don't tell you enough about the person that you're dealing with. I just really like the location. I like what's going on. It looks like fun. Again, not quite sure where I'm going to use it yet, but I will find somewhere. This one, another contender for the headshot. What puts me off about this shot is I look like my mum, which, you know, she's a very beautiful woman. That's not bad, but I don't look as beautiful as she does. But, you know, that freaks you out, doesn't it? Always when you look like your parents. So that's another option for headshot. This is the one I think the second strongest contender for headshot. I've got my phone in my hand. I love that the phone kind of matches the background. Very clever, Laura. Very clever. I do like this shot. I love this. I love the colour in the background. It's got my signature orange in the background, and it's got loads of room here. So if I put this on my website, or if I create a graphic, there's loads of room for a text overlay. So I really do like that photo. I think Laura's done an amazing job. Amazing. I do not look this nice in any other photographs. So well done, Laura.
Give me a quick thumbs up if you've enjoyed this episode and you want to see more of my secretive chats with clients after we've called That's a Wrap. I will see you soon for another Moi TV episode. Mwah.
So thanks a million, Laura. You've done a fantastic job. Please let me know which one I should use for a headshot on LinkedIn and elsewhere. And
that's a wrap. I'm going to put that in as a blooper. You showing it over the whole. Something I'm very familiar with.